So now you're coming home, and let's go there. What are you doing when you get back?
So it was a quick transition, really. I mean, when I got home, it was kind of surreal in that, there, especially then, there was no transition time. So it was literally like when I remember actually getting pulled over. My parents came to surprise me, to welcome me home, and so my wife at the time, and them, I spent the first, night with the wife, and then the next day my parents, surprised me at the house, and then we all went out to dinner, and on the way I got pulled over. I don't even remember what the fuck for, but, the cop, was giving me shit about either my license was fucking expired or one of the tags was or whatever, and I was like, 36 hours ago I was in fucking Baghdad, and like now you're pulling me over because it was like I just got home from an 8-month fucking deployment or whatever. He was super understanding, but it was that moment that it kind of hit me. It was like there should be a better process for integrating back into civilian life after a deployment. I know that there is now. At least it's better to what I understand, but. For me, that it was weird going from that environment, just being shit right into Southern California civilian fucking life, and having a couple weeks leave, and then I had to check into SQT, SEAL qualification training, as an instructor because my time at Team 3 was up. So it was a quick turnaround. There wasn't a lot of fiddle fucking around, which I think ultimately was good, is that I didn't have a bunch of time to just fucking sit around. That couple of weeks was filled with doing shit around the house because having been gone for 8 months, and we owned the house, and it was an older house, so I had shit to do around there, and then get ready to check into SQT. And my plan from there was to screen and hopefully go to Dev Group. And when I was about 7 or 8 months into being an instructor, I developed valley fever, which I've talked a little bit about. It's a fungal lung infection where it spreads through your lungs like mold, and I lost about 40% of my lung capacity, and so I was on convalescent leave for about 10 months, and then from there, it was basically the infectious disease captain at Balboa tried to medically retire me at that point, and I had a meeting with him, and I just said, hey, my first child is on the way. I don't have a college degree. I was planning on staying in and going this route. Can we fucking figure something else out? Like, I don't really want to get just medically booted out of the fucking Navy all of a sudden. And so, he said, well, you've got to go somewhere where you're not around lung irritants, for a while, for a couple of years, and try to let your lungs heal up as best they can. And I was like, well, fuck, everything we do is irritating to our lungs, so yeah. The only other place to go where, it was minimal exposure to lung irritants was being a BUDS SEAL instructor. And so the Master Chief at SQT and the Master Chief on the basic side got together and just worked a fucking deal to send me over there, and I spent my last 3 years there. Got a college degree, had both my kids, and then fucking jumped ship out of there. While I was there, is when I really focused heavy on dog training. From the end of the deployment to Iraq to when I was first kind of exposed to them. During that time, being sick, I was, like I said, on convalescent leave for almost a year with a lot of free time to focus on training and things of that nature. And then while I was an instructor, kind of got to where I was working a little bit with the West Coast canine guys, and went to some training with them and was offered a position there as a handler, and then turned it down and got out and started my own company. And that's where that kind of all started. But